Dark Souls wasn't the first game to give the "it's hard but you can do it if you make an effort to get better" energy. It also wasn't the one yours truly remembers experiencing that lesson with for the first time. No, human. That game was Ninja Gaiden Black, the version of Ninja Gaiden on the original Xbox, packed with more content. Welcome to 2005, when the graphics in video games had no reason to be this phenomenal, and the same year YouTube became a thing. To this day, I want to stare at every shine, edge, and color of the full motion videos that play out. Despite that, you'll see some motions that aren't fully animated, but the result of them are. The visuals during gameplay are theatrical, while the camera isn't your enemy at most points, which is a plus for folk that want to watch the game be played instead of suffering themselves. Seeing the after image of a ninja throwing humans and monsters across arenas while cutting down any unfortunate opponent in a way never gets old. The soundtrack is full of heart and soul. It's catchy. It makes you want to move and or stare with your jaw dropped at the insanity happening on screen. Even the main menu music is oddly soothing, yet motivating enough to make you want to jump back into the action. It just fits. The mood it conveys at different points gives you a different reason to fight that words can't nail the intensity of. It's this mix of electronic, rock, and orchestra sounds that refuse to bore you, whether you're selecting game modes, exploring a monastery, fighting zombies, cutting down armored foes, boss battles, Alma. Both forms, chef's kiss. Pair that with the impactful sound design and you've got yourself an audible force to be reckoned with. Even the voice acting feels good to hear. Listen to the English version of a yell when slamming a weapon through your enemies. Now, listen to the Japanese version. Sub or dubbed. You'll know which one you like more if you beat the game twice with a different voice selection. Here's a quick rundown of what's happening in this game. Your playable character, Ryu Peregrine Falcon, Hayabusa, smokes a guy and his co-workers trying to pay bills to chat with his uncle, heads home when the rest of the Hayabusa clan is obliterated for a powerful weapon made of bones, is cut down by a guy responsible, is resurrected by a falcon somehow. Once he learns the Fire Covenant armor's name, he crashes the fuck out! No buses to his crib, so I'm taking a ship!
Oh, my chest!
Boom! Monsters and military in the capital city? This work is even for everybody! Which way to the hideout? It's Turks, isn't it? I don't give a kunai about zombies and dinosaurs. Fire and limbo! And there's water I run on that too. Air, land, water, smoke. What's good? Today I got tacos! The exposition is light unless you read the text on loading screens and in a few documents you find in-game. Yeah, there's a manual, but it isn't necessary to appreciate what you're playing. You can see that the game takes place in modern times, yet manages to place you in feudal, gothic, and even somewhat Egyptian environments with all kinds of fantasy sizzled in. This is still a linear game, as there aren't any forts in the hub areas unless it's for small bonuses and enemy encounters. It'll take a couple of playthroughs before you might be able to appreciate all of Ninja's side story, but at its core, Ryu destroys everybody and everything in his path to avenge his clan, which kind of feeds the weapon stolen from them some serious mystical power and causes more people to turn into monsters. This is very similar to how most yokai show up in Team Ninja's Neo, but that's for a later video. This single-player hack and slash is a more demanding experience of the 2000s era of gaming, as you have to be aware of your surroundings every way you can in order to survive, platforming included. That means centering the camera to drop off ledges easily, timing your jumps, etc. This can make combat feel one-sided too, as it's a little tricky to pull off a successful attack when more than one enemy at a time wants a piece of you. To get the upper hand and vanquish your foes, you gotta get comfortable with three things. 1. You are not a tank. Any enemy will end you given the chance. 2. Attacks and combos look and feel good, but using the right moves in the right situation is necessary to win. 3. Evading attacks will protect you more than blocking them. Do this and strike only when there's an opening through counters, attack interruptions, and mercilessness. Despite the lack of character building, there are some similarities to a Soulsborne game, minus the bonfires, once you bite the dust it's game over, and Bleak World, give or take the increased mobility. One of this game's most notable quirks is that you have to earn the easiest possible difficulty, Ninja Dog mode. a mechanic that says you have to prove your incompetence to play on the easiest difficulty. If you make it through the first level without being given this option, it could have been by the skin of your teeth and you would never know that you've been fighting to keep from seeing the game in every mode available. Not too far off from real life. Regardless of that, combat is in depth enough to keep you engaged, requiring you watch your opponents like a true bird of prey, looking for every sliver of opportunity they present to be bested. Charge your ultimate technique attacks with time, money, mana, or health pickups, called essence. Become invincible if you land it, then get a ton of currency from the slain enemy. It takes money to make money. Run across or up walls to become an instant powerhouse of ninja pain. Just press an attack button. When run to jump towards opponents' heads to use them as a tool to relocate. Toss them with the classic guillotine throw or throw out a ninja tool. Deflect an opponent's strike if you're blocking and press an attack button as it lands for different counterattacks. Gotta love them, parries and riposte are all one move. Don't forget the almighty Izuna drop, a throw guaranteed to one-shot humanoids, unless it's your doppelganger. That'll take a couple of those. Use Ninpo, ninja magic to there's the battle mage part. Instead of stealth, you use sorcery from a scroll. See this old school spell? Battle mage. How about a fireball? Battle mage. Who left the Hito? Battle mage. Forgot your charger? Battle mage. What could you have used in a dozen situations? Battle mage. Gotta hit the restroom! Battle mage. If you engage in melee combat with hands, weapons, and magic, welcome to being a battle mage. Yeah, Naruto, it's obvious. That isn't to say you're forced to use only one melee weapon either. The dragon sword you're entrusted with has a balanced moveset. However, the other weapons you come across are wicked fun to use and come with their own situational combos and counterattacks. Even the non-upgradable nunchaku. Don't get me wrong, you do get the Vigorian flail with more commands, damage output. However, it's not hard to love the ass-whooping sound that wooden weapons make before you upgrade or find metal versions of them. The same sound that Team Ninja's been nailing for decades now. If you want stronger weapons, you need that essence, so keep using those ultimate techniques to keep from having to farm those respawning enemies. It pays off, especially with the wooden sword you have to strengthen 7 times, kind of a lot compared to the typical 2, to get its final form, the unlabored flawlessness. This thing does light and heavy moves that make enemy groups a breeze, and keeps you out of the weapons menu. In short, the better you play, the faster you can clear the game. Don't even get me started on the unlockable missions. Too late! Ninja Gaiden started as a beat-em-up on arcade machines, and thanks to this gem, no one had to wonder what the original was like. That's right, it's an unlockable, the content that feels much better than DLC ever will. This was the reward for finding golden scarabs, items hidden throughout the game that have sometimes determined what you could buy in Muramasa's shop. Other unlockables included post-game mode skins, costumes for Ryu, the mission mode made available after completing the game once, the ninja dog mode if you stubbornly chose to abandon the way of the ninja, blah blah blah, things were different back then, blah blah blah, at the end of an era. Props to Team Ninja, because no matter how you slice it, this game took every opportunity it could to reward you for playing well, and learning more to get better. I wouldn't say this game is perfect. It proved very challenging for new players when it was released, enough for some people to give it a pass. Being a ninja is tough and requires patience, as Ninja Gaiden Black teaches you that victory isn't about how strong, tough, or fast you are, by giving you opposition that outclasses those traits. Instead, you win by learning, adapting, and playing to your strengths. You can't throw big enemies, so you use different attacks. You can't use the flying swallow technique against a military with bayonets, so you might employ ninja tools. You can't take every attack you come across, so you may use an ultimate technique to make yourself invincible while dealing damage, or learn the timing of incoming blows to roll out of the way just in time. In any case, such a powerful message can stick with you well past your vengeance for the Hayabusa clan. Call this bias, but that is what makes this game S-Class. This game teaches you to grow and push further than you could imagine from the very beginning. It's vitamins for your mentality and worth the challenge. If you can get your hands on it, then I implore you to become a real battle mage, ninja. It'll make you a stronger person in the long run.